In the case that an asteroid collides with Earth, there is a huge risk that might potentially have catastrophic consequences. This risk will be discussed further below. One of the potential outcomes of this risk is the probability of catastrophic consequences. The size, velocity, and composition of the asteroid that collides with our planet will determine whether or not the initial impacts will be substantial. However, it is feasible that the initial impacts will be significant in the event that an asteroid collides with our planet. The implications that are described below could have significant repercussions. When two items come into contact with one another, a considerable amount of energy is produced. The quantity of energy that is released when a major nuclear explosion takes place is comparable to the amount of energy that is released after the explosion. This energy results in the production of a fireball. As a consequence of the extraordinarily high temperatures that are produced by it, the fireball has the capacity to vaporize or melt anything that is within a substantial radius of the source of the fireball. This includes anything that is inside the fireball's path. In addition, the explosion results in the production of shockwaves, which subsequently radiate outward and become responsible for a significant amount of destruction as they expand outward. An asteroid has the ability to damage a wide variety of structures, including woodlands, landscapes, and buildings, among other types of structures. The gravitational force that is responsible for the development of a crater is directly proportional to the volume of the asteroid that was responsible for the fall. As a direct consequence of the aftermath, the environment undergoes a number of significant changes that are a direct outcome of the aftermath. The debris that is thrown into the air makes it impossible for sunlight to reach the surface of the planet. This prevents sunlight from reaching this surface. This predicament is one that can be attributed to the garbage. The composition of this garbage includes both solid particles and gaseous substances, a phenomenon that is known as impact winter, which is characterized by a rapid and dramatic reduction in temperatures all around the world, is one of the consequences that may be linked to this. This occurrence is characterized by a sudden and dramatic drop in temperatures. There is a possibility that the drop in sunshine will continue for a number of months or even years, which can result in significant alterations to the way that climate patterns operate. There is a chance that this will occur. Due to the lack of sunlight and the strong cold, crops are unable to flourish as a result of this chilling effect, which has a big impact on agriculture. This effect has a huge influence on agriculture. Additionally, this chilling effect has a considerable impact on agricultural production. The food shortages that are brought on by these shortages have the potential to bring about famines as well as significant disruptions to human society, both of which are results that are not out of the question. The occurrence of famines is a potential tragedy that could take place. Moreover, the reaction that takes place during the impact results in the formation of chemicals, one of which is nitric acid, which contributes to the formation of acid rain. Both of these chemicals are produced as a result of the collision. Nitric acid is one of the substances that is produced as a result of the procedures that are carried out, because it contaminates water sources and, at the same time, it causes harm to both plant and animal life. Acid rain is detrimental to ecosystems. This is because it causes harm to both. However, this is a sword with two edges. Acid rain is the name given to the phenomenon that is being discussed here. At the moment, there is a threat to the overall health of ecosystems, and the damage that is being done to the environment has the potential to result in a loss in the amount of biodiversity as well as significant changes to the ecological system. This is a threat that is now being faced. This threat that is currently being faced is the result of the harm that is being done to the environment, which is the cause of this threat. When it comes to the magnitude of the immediate and long-term implications that emerge from an asteroid collision, there is no differentiate between the two outcomes. There is no possible way to overestimate the relevance of either of these two aspects. The damage and environmental upheaval that takes place instantaneously has the potential to result in the extinction of a significant number of species and the collapse of ecosystems. This is a possibility that exists. This is a situation that could potentially occur. In order for those species that are capable of living to be able to adapt to the new conditions, it is extremely important for them to continue existing. This not only causes the evolutionary route of life on Earth to be altered, but it is also very crucial for them to continue existing. The discovery of new species and the gradual restoration of ecosystems over the course of time are both potential outcomes that might be brought about as a consequence of this. They are both possible outcomes that could be brought about. These two outcomes are both among the possibilities that could occur. For the objective of limiting the risk that is present as a result of the impact of asteroids, it is required to adopt a range of different techniques, some of which include detection, prevention, and response, amongst others. Two examples of contemporary space agencies that are tasked with the job of conducting observations of objects that are assumed to be positioned in close proximity to the Earth are the European Space Agency, ESA, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. Both of these agencies are examples of modern space agencies. As a result of technological advancements in the field of observation, such as the construction of space telescopes and radar systems, our ability to follow asteroids and to anticipate their orbits has substantially improved. Space telescopes and radar systems are two examples of these advancements. This has allowed us to enhance our capacity to predict the paths that these asteroids will take, which is a significant accomplishment. The development of deflection technology, which may include gravitational tugs or kinetic impactors, is one of the strategies that is being deployed in the endeavor to avert impacts. The goal of this technology is to alter the path that an asteroid follows in order to prevent impacts. The attempt to avert impacts is being carried out, and this is one of the strategies that is being implemented. In the case that an effect is on the horizon, there are two aspects of readiness that ought to be taken into consideration when making preparations. Specifically, these include the development of plans for responding to disasters and the construction of infrastructure that is resilient. In order to have the ability to handle the aftermath, which includes operations linked to disaster relief and recovery, it is vital to have coordinated efforts on a worldwide scale. The development of infrastructure that is capable of withstanding damage brought on by impacts and the guaranteeing of the prompt deployment of emergency services are both key components of preparation. These two elements are equally important to the whole. All things considered, these two qualities are quite essential. It is possible for the process of recuperating after the impact of an asteroid to be a complicated one that can take thousands of years or even hundreds of years to finish. This is something that is possible. The process includes a number of different components, including the reconstruction of ecosystems, the restoration of agricultural output, and the determination of the long-term effects on climate and biodiversity. Additionally, the process includes evaluating the consequences that will result from the process. This process that is being described includes all of these activities as components of the process. As a result of the ongoing scientific research that is being carried out into the composition of asteroids, the mechanics of impacts, and the techniques for defending planets, our awareness of prospective hazards and our capacity to protect ourselves from them in the future are both increased. In spite of the fact that the immediate consequences of an asteroid impact are catastrophic, the more far-reaching consequences for the environment and for human societies are equally as severe. It is for this reason that an impact from an asteroid has the potential to have a large influence on both of these regions. It can be concluded that the immediate consequences of an asteroid collision are extremely detrimental to both the environment and the people who live in it. It is feasible for us to have a better grasp of the relevance of continued research and monitoring, as well as global collaboration, in the process of defending our planet from the cosmic hazards that we are currently experiencing. This is something that we are able to do. Due to the fact that we are able to acquire a knowledge of these potential outcomes, this is the case.